Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the video. In today's video, we have a very interesting topic. This was sprung kind of out of the blue based off of a Battlefield Bulletin post covering an EA article. This EA article has to do with EA essentially hiring military veterans and helping them transition into civilian life and giving them jobs in another field. Now, that's great. We'll deep dive into that article and what's really in there later, but what's really interesting about this Battlefield Bulletin post is the community reaction that was garnered from this topic. It kind of exposed what a lot of people actually want from the next Battlefield. And the worst part about it is there are really polar opposite takes on this post, so there's a lot of arguing, but a lot of interesting takes that I'm gonna go over in this video. So without further ado, let's jump right into this gigantic mess. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you to every single person that does that, and subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, I cover FPS games. I'm gonna make videos on the finals and Delta Force Hawk Ops, basically any upcoming FPS game that I deem to be interesting, and then of course, Battlefield. So let's start at the beginning with this Battlefield Bulletin post. I mentioned previously that this post gives a link to an EA article, which I will go over later. This post was strangely worded from Battlefield Bulletin. Typically, if you follow Battlefield Bulletin on Twitter, their post wording is actually very clear and concise, and people don't typically get confused. However, with this post, it baited a lot of people into thinking something that I don't think Battlefield Bulletin meant. The post reads, quote, EA is hiring ex-military veterans to help shape the next iteration of the Battlefield franchise through the, quote, hiring our heroes program, end quote. Now, a lot of the reaction from this post is people basically saying, oh my god, they're gonna turn Battlefield into a Milsim. I've even been added on this tweet, basically with people panicking, saying, oh my god, Enders, they're gonna turn Battlefield into a Milsim. They're gonna listen to veterans, oh my god. And of course, this sparked many different conversations about what the next Battlefield should be. How realistic should it be? What to get rid of, what to keep, what to change, what they should do. But before we cover the responses, I want to go over this article from EA very briefly. This article is about them hiring ex-military veterans into EA and essentially helping them transition into civilian life. As far as I'm aware, EA has been doing this for a long time. If you know for more information about this, definitely comment down below, but I don't necessarily think this is anything new. And I think the gist people got from that Battlefield Bulletin post is they're going to be bringing in, say, a bunch of military veterans to give, like, hands-on gameplay feedback, and they're going to be listening to them very closely. As far as I can tell from this article, that is not the case. There's a couple people they mention are now a product manager and a senior product manager, and there is one associate game manager at Ripple Effect that were all hired through this Hiring Our Heroes program that EA runs. You can debate whether or not these positions that they hold have massive impact on the next Battlefield game, but I don't really think we're going to see a massive impact. But now we'll jump to the responses from the community. This is just absolutely hilarious. There are so many people on this tweet that are saying, just remake BF3 and make it modern. Just remake BF4. Copy BF4. Copy BF3. Copy BF1, but make it modern. There's so many responses like that because I think a lot of people just see the next Battlefield as an extremely straightforward project. And I have to agree with them. It's not necessarily hard. But then there are the people that sort of got baited by the wording of this Battlefield Bulletin post and are immediately worried that all of these ex-military veterans are going to come in and try to make Battlefield a Milsim game. And in my opinion, that does hold a little bit of validity because I wouldn't expect a bunch of military veterans to like the arcadey nature of how Battlefield has always been. But again, who knows how much impact these positions hold on the development of the next Battlefield game. I don't really think they are going to make a large difference. But the fact of the matter is, if DICE did go ahead and decide to be super realistic with the next Battlefield, go the Milsim route, go the extraction shooter route, that would be the definitive end of the franchise. That would make the next Battlefield game something Battlefield has never ever been before in its entire life, in a period of time where Battlefield needs to return to its roots. And then there's the completely opposite reaction to this. A lot of people actually liked that they were consulting military veterans and hiring them into EA, and a lot of people were hoping that they would, quote, get rid of the stupid fast gameplay, or, quote, get rid of the stupid running and sliding and jumping. And unfortunately, this is where I just have to come in and drop a massive reality check on the people that want Battlefield to be heavily slowed down, the people that want Battlefield to have essentially no movement options, the people that want Battlefield to be way grittier than it's ever been. Battlefield has never been realistic, it will never be realistic, and at the absolute peak of popularity, it was a fast-paced video game. If you really want to look at it, BF3, BF4, and Battlefield 1, on release Battlefield 1, they all had fast gameplay elements. Even stretching back as far as Battlefield 2, if you know about that game, you knew that good players would utilize dolphin diving all the time. So let's not sit here and act like Battlefield was always some sort of super immersive, realistic experience. It was immersive, but that's because of the art and the nature of Battlefield itself. Immersion sort of comes with Battlefield. You don't even have to try to create it in order for it to be there. So I think this post really exposes the complete division we're experiencing in the Battlefield community right now. Some people just want it to return to how things were. And I'm sort of in that boat. I don't think the next release is going to be particularly difficult if they understand what people truly want. But DICE really never understands what people truly want. So it's a coin flip, right? They could keep things the same way. They could keep things very close or similar to how Battlefield 3 and 4 was, or they could try to jump on the quote-unquote Milsim or extraction shooter hype train, slow everything down, and essentially destroy Battlefield's identity right then and there. And another thing this article or Twitter post actually does is it exposes Battlefield's sort of identity confusion. They definitely need to solidify exactly what Battlefield is with the next Battlefield title, because I'm tired of people trying to make the game something that it isn't. They need to take a firm stance. They need to actually establish a consistent identity for the game, not allow any hardcore servers, or make it hardcore. Pick one, right? Release a game that isn't hardcore or release a game that is hardcore, then be consistent, okay? Stick to your guns, because I'm tired of people trying to make both things work. It divides communities. But when it comes to the hardcore versus core debate, if you even want to call it that, there really isn't a debate, because the fact of the matter is, hardcore is like a niche offshoot of the main game. And everyone loves the main game. Almost nobody plays hardcore, even though everyone in my comments or some people are going to say, I only played hardcore. Yeah, you are the 1%, okay? At Battlefield's peak, when it was most popular, nobody was playing that shit, all right? 95% of people were playing the core base game. That is what made Battlefield famous, and that is what they should do for the next game. So always a heated debate whenever you bring up anything to do with what they should do with the next Battlefield or how it should be. But I think this post provided us some cool insights into what the community is currently thinking, what they want, and I did enjoy reading all those comments. So I'll also enjoy reading your comments. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. As far as the Battlefield 2042 review, I will let you know right now that I just finished the maps section, okay? The map section is done, and I have a few more sections to do. I'm flying through it. I'm trying to bang it out. If I had to guess, the video is probably going to be a little longer than I anticipated, maybe between, I'd say, 15 to 25 minutes long. So if you're interested in that, be sure to turn notifications on to know when it goes live. It's probably going to be the most important video that I ever upload on my channel, and it's been probably about a year and a half in the making that I've been teasing it. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, neuralize that first of all. Get that out of here. Why are you shooting up here? Why are you shooting up here?
Oh, no, there's so many over here, bro.
Threat neutralized!